We'll now move on to the second part, which is the ODI series, India versus South Africa. Sudeep, can you just share the teams so that we can have a discussion on the teams? Very briefly, we'll have a 10-15 minute discussion. I'll start with you, Ayan. What's your take on this team, basically?
I mean, this is quite expected. Bumrah is not playing, which I'm a bit surprised because I think this is a key series. So I would have expected Bumrah to play over, Prasid or something like that. Other
Mhm.
than that, I don't see anything that is unexpected. Roko is there. It is a pretty strong team, and I believe that this would probably have better results than the test. What we had in the tests. I think this is probably, other than Bumrah, I would probably say that this is India's best ODI team at the moment. I don't think I would not really have too many other players coming in at this point of time. But yes, Bumrah's absence is a bit surprising because you would expect that against South Africa, at least in the ODIs, he would be there because we have been also talking that he would slowly start concentrating more on white ball cricket than red. That does not seem to be reflected here. It seems that this is again, I mean, I don't know why he has been rested or whatever. I think he fits in better than Prasid. Because I think here I'm seeing fast bowlers. What Arshdeep is there, Harshit Rana, this guy Prasid Krishna. Prasid Krishna, I'm not sure how he's. I mean, as an attacking bowler or even as at the death. How good. I don't. So this is something that is a bit of a concern. Probably, do we have proper death bowlers? I'm not very sure about that. So I think the batting wise, this is quite strong. I do not think you can probably have a stronger batting lineup for India at the moment in 50 over cricket than this. But bowling wise, I think fast bowling options wise, especially bowling at the death, etc., whether this is the best, that I'm not quite sure.
Okay, so you think it is a more or less an expected team, sans Bumrah, right?
Yes, yes. Maybe Sanju Samson, but he's probably being picked more for the T20s. But I think, yeah, where he would come in, that is another problem because the batting is quite, I think it's absolutely filled in. I don't think there's too much of room, too much whatsoever.
Agreed. Understood. Thank you, Ayan. Over to you, Sudeep. What's your take on the Indian side and then the South Africa side? I'll go to Ishanjan finally on the South Africa side lastly. But your take, Sudeep, on the Indian side?
Indian team, I think, there's I'm really surprised. Nitish Kumar Reddy again finds a place in the ODI, as an all-rounder. I don't know whether he bats or bowls, I don't know. It's still a mystery on what he does, But I would have
Correct.
preferred, Hardik Pandya in place of Nitish Kumar Reddy. I don't know why they are ignoring. Is it because of any injuries concerns? I'm not very sure. But I don't know why they are ignoring Hardik Pandya because he's the match
So
winner.
I think Hardik Pandya is in a niggle with injury.
Okay, okay, okay. Then it's a
Yeah, we
different
will
thing.
speak. I'll give you time to speak, Ishanjan. Yeah,
And
yeah.
this fast bowling, this looks very weak at this
Mhm,
moment, with this kind of bowling
mhm,
lineup.
mhm,
Harshit Rana, he
mhm.
goes off tons and tons of runs he concedes in both T20s and ODIs. And I don't know how far he will be effective on these Indian pitches. I think he's going to go for a lot of runs. I have just apprehend. Prasidh Krishna,
Mhm.
uh, well, I don't know how he's going to do. Arshdeep Singh is okay, but the fast bowling looks a bit weak to me.
Do you think taking Dhruv Jurel is a punt?
Dhruv Jurel, I don't think he will get the chance to play as a specialist batsman in the ODI
Basically,
because it
against
is
three wicket
you have
keepers in a
because
side.
you have Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Tilak Verma, KL Rahul. So there is hardly any place for
No,
Dhruv
Sudeep,
Jurel.
what I'm trying to tell you is three wicket keepers again. Rahul, Pant, and Jurel. Even
Yeah,
Pant
that
will
is a
not get a
handicap.
chance, I think. I mean, looks very unlikely that he will get. He might
First of
get.
all,
He might get.
he
Because
might
if they're
get,
trying
but
to transition him back into the ODI side, he might.
he might
Yeah.
get. But I
But I
think
think
Dhruv
Dhruv
Jurel
Jurel's
was
addition
not
is a little
required. I
surprise for
mean,
me.
Dhruv,
And
Dhruv Jurel was not required actually. To
yeah,
be very frank with you, yeah.
exactly.
Otherwise,
I
the
wanted a
ticket.
spinner in that position.
Okay,
You were saying it's an okay team, right?
it's a okay thing, but
I
I
think
think
it's
I
one
think
spinner short
in place of Nitish
or
Kumar
one
Reddy,
pacer short, maybe.
I would
Yeah.
prefer. I think one pacer shot. I think one pacer shot. maybe I think they are considering Nitish Kumar Reddy to bowl 10
One
overs,
basis
but
shot. It looks to me one
I
basis
doubt
shot.
whether he'll be able to bowl 10 overs. Nitish Kumar Reddy.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Thanks,
So
Sudeep. Can you please put on the South Africa side?
the
So,
South,
what's your take, Sudeep, on the South Africa side? It is visible. So, your
yeah.
take on the South Africa side?
I think it's a very formidable side, and they're a very strong batting lineup
Mm-hmm.
and bowling lineup is, also
Mm-hmm.
Ngidi, comes back. Marco Jensen is
Mm-hmm.
there, it's a very strong batting and bowling is slightly, it's not that strong, the batting is very strong, on these, placid Indian pitches, I think they are going to make merry.
I think so.
Yeah.
True. What's your take, Oyon, on the ODI side? I do
I
not know
see
much of the.
many, right, absolutely. So this Bartman and Breitska and
Yeah, these two
Brevets
I don't know at all.
were,
The
yeah. So
others,
I probably would have expected David Miller. So I don't know
hmm.
why he's out
Yeah,
of the
I
equation.
also thought
Oh, I think he
Miller.
has
I
retired, I
was
think, from
surprised.
ODIs. I think he has retired
Oh,
from
Oh, he
he's
has
ODIs.
retired.
retired from ODIs.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay, okay.
Okay,
If
okay.
So
I'm not
for
mistaken, I
me,
think he.
actually, much of the South African. So much of the
Okay.
South African batting side is sort of an unknown entity for me. Of course, Bavuma and Makram and Dizozi, Dikok
Peacock
is
is
a very,
back.
very,
Peacock is back.
is a extremely formidable player. These, of course, I know, but Rickleton also. But this, Batman and Britska, I really do not know. So this is for me much of a side. I mean, this is I have to explore and see how good they are. So I really cannot comment too much on the batting. I mean, there are many players here who I have not really had the opportunity to see how they play. Actually, so I mean, De Kock and Bavuma and of course
I have a feeling
Janssen.
that India might just squeeze through on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ODI
This I
sides.
see again. See, we did not know how good this Marco Jansen. The Jansen has
Yeah,
really proved
Jansen is good.
itself.
That the WTC
See,
final, I thought he was good.
Stephen, this Harmer, right?
Hmm.
Harmer, I wrote on Facebook after I saw him at Eden that I think he's one of the best. He's probably the best off spinner in the world
Correct.
at the
That we
moment.
discussed, I think in Eden also we were
Fantastic
discussing that
bowling,
Harmer.
right? Beautiful bowling. So they have really caught us. They un sort of completely unprepared, right? We did not,
Hmm.
at least as spectators as well, we don't
Correct.
expect South Africa send so many of these players to be so
Hmm.
good. So good, right? I mean, Bavuma has been a revelation. I mean, I think he has formally laid to rest this continuous, uh, this identity that South Africa has had as being chokers. I think he's just laid that to rest. He's led from the front. He has shown tremendous mental astuteness, and he knows to lead. I mean, he is a pocket Hercules, if you will allow me to say so. I mean, he's just wonderfully filled with energy, and he's really looking like a born leader. So under him, I guess South Africa can be quite good because I think India underestimated them in the tests. Here, I think many of them are unknown entities. I don't know even whether the Indian team is played against many of these players. And if you make these placid Indian pitches, they might prove to be a handful. So I do not know many of these players, so I cannot really make too much of a judgment call regarding how this series will pan out. Because they really surprised us at the test. I mean, such complete bulldozing of India in a test match anywhere. I don't recall. I mean, they could have
South
won by
Africa
an
won after
innings.
2000. They won 2-0 in
But
2000 and
that
then they
time,
won here.
Rahul, that team, the victory margins were not close to this, at
Close.
least here. First time
408. Yes.
that is India's worst victory ever. Are we waking up to that? Worst victory that we have, worst defeat. This is India's worst test match defeat in its entire
Mm.
history. That is
History.
happening in our own
A lot
backyard.
of things are wrong we can see, but unfortunately,
I
The
don't
current
know.
dispensation cannot see. I mean, I'm
I don't know,
surprised.
but then I don't think we should just stick out our necks and make predictive assessments about what is going to happen in this one day series. They caught us unawares in the tests. They might well do so in the one
So
days.
in
I mean,
ODIs also.
remember
Ranchi
they're a
is a
fan.
small ground. Raipur
They,
is a small ground.
eh,
Vizag is a small ground. Yes,
see,
could be.
they are a fantastic fielding team.
Yeah,
Absolutely fantastic fielding team. India, if they play Rohit and Kuldeep straight, you have two fielders who you need to hide probably, right?
correct.
Whereas
Although
all
Rohit has
11,
lost about 15 kgs.
yeah,
He has
yeah, but
lost
he,
15.
come on, but he's 38. Come on, I mean, he's not going to be sprightly as, I mean, come on, I mean, that doesn't really, can he really, slide and stop near the boundary?
Yeah.
Forget about. Can he dive around? I mean, his body will not allow one dive, and he's probably out of the match. He'll probably
Hmm.
get himself
But
injured,
what we saw with Usman Khwaja, one jump and out of his career
right?
probably.
Because
Yeah.
your body just speaks, no? I mean, your body at a time
Hmm.
will just speak on
Hmm.
its own.
So I think you made a point. I was inclined to think India will win, but I now think that India may have this surprise up the sleeves as well. I don't know. So
We are
we finally
really,
move on to
yeah.
Ishanjan. Ishanjan, finally to you, what is your take on this South African side?
It's a very balanced side. Uh, nice to see Quinton de Kock back over here, but it's all okay. Ryan Rickelton, it's a good batsman, strong. They have a very good middle order, and even they're a good fielding unit. I am missing only one player in this squad, that is David Miller. David Miller,
I
and
already
in fact,
said,
to some
correct.
extent, Ryan Klassen also.
Klassen, Klassen, Mark
These two
Klassen,
player
correct.
Klassen, yeah. These two player will be missed forever. But yeah,
Mm.
Divar Bravi is a good resurgent player at the moment. Apart from that, it's okay at a par. It's a good side. They are even they can pose a very good. That means it will be an evenly contest to. They can pose a
That's
very
what
even
Aaron
contest
said. So
to
you
Team
also
India.
feel that it is going to be a very tough series for India?
Yeah, yeah. And if I see the Indian team, India is clearly missing their best spinner at the moment. That is Varun Chakravarti. Wow. Varun
But do you
Chakravarti,
think Varun Chakravarti is good enough in ODIs?
he is the most right now. If we ask that who is the number one spinner of India, is Varun Chakravarti at the moment in the limited
No, no.
overs.
He is in T20, but in the 54 over format, do you think he's a good spinner? He's the best spinner?
Of course, because in Champions Trophy, he was the total. Actually, basically, he was the turning point of the Champions Trophy. Once, because in the knockout game, the punches that he has given, that's what we have ended in a. The opponent team had ended in a low total. That's the reason behind. So he is one of the very formidable player, although late, but he's a very much formidable player in the ODI, in the shorter format of the game, be it ODIs or
So
be it
one good
T20s.
point coming out
And
is
one,
from
I will
Ishanjan.
miss the middle over this Aksar Patel. Where is the guy? We should have played Aksar Patel and Jadeja also. Jadeja is there, obviously. But here we are missing one spinner. And in absence of Hardik Pandya, I am in doubt how much Nitish
Yes,
Reddy
Sudeep
can
also
fill up
wanted.
his team.
Of course,
Yeah,
Nitish Reddy, we
how
all have problems and we all have questions. I mean, I don't understand Nitish Reddy, neither do I understand Harshit Rana. So
I
I think,
will say one thing. I will not say this question about Nitish Reddy, but I think he requires proper mentorship. He is lagging in the mentorship. He is lagging in the one who can guide him properly. I think the guy is a with the potential, but he is lagging in the finishing part. That's what
there are a lot of
that's
players
what the world
waiting,
professional.
Ishanjan, with more or less potential in India, as you know, in 145 crore
Yeah.
country. A lot of people are waiting, and Nitish Reddy is getting too many chances. So, yeah. So, what is your take, Ishanjan? So, you think South
And
Africa is going to win?
even no, although Bumrah is not there, but I don't find any. But my question is why Mohammad Siraj is not there? Why Mohammad Shami is not there? They are not in injury at the moment. If we are opting to opine to give Bumrah a rest, why aren't we playing in Mohammad Shami in that aspect?
Very good
Even
question,
Arshdeep
indeed.
Singh is good. Yeah, it's a quite obvious question. We want to know that why are we not playing going with Mohammad Shami? Is our selection committee ruling him out? That means totally. Is he is out of the selection question right now? That's the question. That's a huge concern. And even the same with
Correct.
Mohammad Siraj. Why he's instead of Siraj, this Harshit Rana and Prasidh Krishna, I don't find it's suitable at the moment. And even if
Correct.
that, if you want to go with some emerging player, emerging bowlers at the moment, then also there are a lot of there are a lot of resurging ones at the moment, like Simarjit, like you can say that guy, what's his name? Even there there are that uh, what's his name? That one who represent Haryana, Anuj Thakral is
Anush
doing
Thakral.
good at the moment. Eden Eden Toms. Even there, even Mayank Yadav. Where is that guy, Mayank Yadav? And I think they should be given some opportunities at the moment. If you want
Thank
to
you,
go in
Ishanjan.
for an examination at the moment, at the
Correct. Thank you.
Arshdeep Singh, the only bowler who should be there over here is Arshdeep Singh. I'm fine with
Arshdeep is
his
there.
selection.
Arshdeep is
He's
there in the
yeah,
side. Arshdeep is there in
yeah,
the
yeah.
side. So only
Only
missing
he is the
point, as
one.
Sudeep said, is Hardik Pandya. You were saying is Varun Chakravarti. I think good question. Ayan, your final take on
Oh, Hardik Pandya is
Mohammad Shah.
injured, I think, at the moment. So
Okay,
I
you
don't.
made that point. Yeah,
So
I'll thank you, Sanjan. Thank you. I'll close with Ayan. Ayan, your final take on Mohammad Shami for 28 wickets, so 23 wickets so far in 4 matches. Saurav Ganguly says he wants to play for India. He's fit. He's the second highest wicket taker in Ranji, and I think the selectors have closed their door. What do you think, Ayan?
Yeah, yeah. For one day, I think the problem with Shami will again be the fact that he's going to be a player you're going to hide in the field. So that is, I would rather say that Shami can still be a
It is
pretty
just
potent force in Test
force in
matches.
test matches.
If you go to New Zealand, probably he's extremely useful again as a very sort of nippy bowler who gets off, when seam movement. I mean, off the pitch movement. That can be a real handful for any batsman to play on a lively wicket. So Shami, I don't think limited overs because he's not too much of a batter as well. I believe that for in limited overs it's difficult for him to make a comeback. But I surely think that absolutely should be in the reckoning
As of now,
for
it doesn't
tests.
look that he fits into the scheme of things of Gambhir. The main
Yeah,
thing is that he doesn't
absolutely
fit
not.
into the scheme. That is the main
Absolutely not.
problem
He
with the
doesn't. He
current
doesn't fit in.
selections.
But I think I agree with this
one question,
Varun
I have a
Chakravarti
question.
point.
Then why the selectors are not considering Akashdeep into the picture? Akashdeep is also a very he is a potential all rounder also. If not
That is
Mukesh
No,
there.
Kumar, why not Akashdeep?
No, Akashdeep is there, but Akashdeep again, I think, yeah, as a batsman, he I think played a good knock against England, but
correct.
as a I mean, this is probably a combination in terms of winning combination and all. Whatever they had, they probably have been using this outfit for some time. Though I do agree that Varun Chakravarti actually is a bit of a surprise because he was really good again in the Champions Trophy, and I really do not know what led him to be dropped, because I think India should have played more spinners than pace bowlers, and here we basically see Jadeja and Kuldeep, and Sundar is okay. I mean, he's a
Sundar will
part-time
come
bowler.
into force, I think. There's no doubt
He's
about
probably
it.
coming to first, but
The,
I do
the
believe that
actual,
Kuldeep and Varun Chakravarti should have been alternated. And Varun Chakravarti, especially, is a very potent bowler
I
these days.
think, sir,
So
he is
it's
not
a
in the
bit
good
odd.
books of Gambhir. That's why.
I don't know because he played the
We don't know.
Champions Trophy. He played the
Correct.
Champions Trophy entirely. So what has suddenly happened? Actually, that actually is a big, big, big sort of mystery. Why Varun Chakravarti has not been considered in India, where he could have been more than a handful. Maybe they are playing on small wickets. That's why they don't want to undermine his confidence. I mean, small grounds. They don't want to
Correct. Could be a
undermine his
reason.
confidence. That could be a reason. But I think he
Mhm.
really played he played a very prominent role in the Champions Trophy victory to be just overlooked. I mean, it's a bit of surprise, surely.
Yeah. So on that note, thank you so much, Sudeep, Ayan, and our new expert, Ishanjan. Thank you. Good to have all of you. We are very disappointed with, as we again said, with Gautam Gambhir. And surprising that BCCI is not taking any call. And we hope that this ODI series is going to be a little better, closely fought tournament than we think. Ayan rightly pointed out that we got surprised the way South Africa was bashed. We were discussing, Ayan, if you remember in our early episodes, that Eden Test would be the one in India will lose. India did lose, but Guwahati, I'm really surprised.
But we did not expect they would lose out to Spain. We thought that
Spain.
Eden,
The
being
same
on
thing which
sort of a
happened in
green
New
track.
Zealand. And
Yeah,
408 runs.
yeah,
Shocking.
that
408
is
is
just
shocking. Shocking.
I mean, 500 runs one team is
India is
scoring, and you
nowadays
come back
winning
at
on the swinging
200.
wicket.
Yeah, very true.
India is
So on that
nowadays
note,
winning on the swinging wicket.
yes, Ashanjan?
Nowadays, because they are, I think there is problem lying in the domestic level. Problem lying in the domestic level when the from the transition level to the domestic in the under 19 to under 20, the proper, I think in people should be these players should be under the tutelage of NCA at the that should be the standpoint of BCCI. They should be given some courses for NCA. Otherwise, because India is lacking over here, that they
What
are
you're trying to say is the
technically
domestic
solid players.
structure is not structured in India, which I would agree. Like in
Yeah,
England, the
it's not
county.
properly structured. I will not say it needs some betterment. It needs some betterment means that transition phase from under 19 to 22 levels. Why not special classes are taken on NCA? That's my question.
Yeah.
The
Thank
players
you so
should be
much, Ishanjan.
selected. Some 20, there should be some pool of 30 to 40, 50 players who should be selected and given some courses
I
of
think that
NCA.
is there with NCA, that the players are waiting, but if the current
But
dispensation
it's not
doesn't like
structured.
them,
It's not
it is
structured
not
at all.
structured. Like Sarafraz, Karun Nair, Rituraj Gaikwad, Devdutt Padikkal, there are five players at least waiting with an average of 50, but unfortunately they're not finding a place. And that is the issue. We have bits and pieces players. So on that note, I'd like to thank Ayan, Ishanjan and Sudeep for this lovely discussion on the future of Indian cricket and the ODI series also. Thank you so much and we'll see you soon. Good night.